Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, your home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. In today's video, we're going to be profiling HUB Cyber Security. This is a very interesting story. We haven't covered this one on the channel. I'm looking forward to digging in. Before we do, take a second, hit the like button, guys. Big help to myself and the channel, specifically in getting this content to other people like you who may find value. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join. And let me know in the comment section below if you've heard of HUB before or you're currently holding shares. With that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at HUB Cyber Security Ltd. Before we get into it, we did want to acknowledge the fact this video has been disseminated on behalf of HUB Cyber Security. You can see trades on the NASDAQ under the ticker HUBC. Now this company, as the name implies, is involved in cybersecurity, but really enterprise operations and a lot more, as we're going to talk about in today's presentation. Currently trading a fraction of a percent down. This is midday on Tuesday, November 25th, with shares of HUBC currently sitting at 99 cents US. Now, if we jump over to the company website, this is the first time covering HUB on the channel, hub-technologies.com. You can see the future of banking technology, 5 times faster AI-powered banking platform implementation, and this is really where the story starts to get interesting. Now, HUB Cybersecurity is based in Israel. We've seen a number of these startups being snapped up recently. Google just paid $32 billion for Wiz. Palo Alto Networks put $25 billion on the table for CyberArk, and Vega, which is still in its early stages, recently raised a $400 million valuation. So Israel's innovation has become sought after around the world in terms of global tech, with valuations soaring into the billions. Now, we've all heard the impact and far-reaching extent of major corporations that have been hit by cyber attacks. Whether you're talking about customer data exposure, systems being down or offline, and millions of dollars in lost revenue and damages. And just recently in February of this year, Dish Network, which is one of America's largest television providers with nearly 10 million subscribers, confirmed that its network outage wasn't technical and it was actually a cyber breach. And this is just one of many stories like this we've heard, really ranging in industry, from car dealerships to banks, global healthcare giants, and everything in between. Now, more specifically talking, HUB Cyber Securities, focused on AI fintech infrastructure, as we just talked about, is building the software that runs at the heart of banking itself. So instead of fighting for attention specifically in the crowded cybersecurity market, the company is now developing core banking platforms that enable deposits, lending, digital banking, and compliance for small and medium-sized banks all over the world. Now pair this with their compliance suite that automates KYC, or Know Your Customer, AML or machine learning, and AI-driven risk monitoring. This saves banks time, money, and regulatory headaches. Now, if we jump over to the investor relations portion of the website, HUB Security was established in 2017 by veterans of the elite intelligence units of the Israeli Defense Forces, so confirming exactly what I just talked about. The company specializes in unique cybersecurity solutions protecting sensitive commercial and government information, debuting an advanced encrypted computing solution aimed at preventing hostile intrusions at the hardware level, while introducing a novel set of data theft prevention solutions. HUB operates in over 30 countries, so a global provider, as we just mentioned, and provides innovative cybersecurity computing appliances as well as a wide range of cybersecurity professional services worldwide. So you can see really looking to broaden their scope or expand their horizon out from specifically cybersecurity. And if we now jump over to the investor presentation, you can see Secured Data Fabric Platform, the trust layer for the enterprise, really solving a number of banking problems that others can't solve. So their core banking suite is going to handle deposits, loans, digital banking, payments, and account management in one seamless system. What used to take multiple outdated platforms can now be managed end-to-end with HUBC, or HUB Cyber Security. Their compliance suite, as we just talked about, that can help with everything from verifying identity, running compliance checks, updating records automatically, making things like processing loans, for example, faster, less risky, and less costly overall. So imagine a mid-sized bank that's facing a regulatory audit. With HUB technology integrated into their systems, can now monitor every transaction, every risk score, every compliance step, being logged in real time with a full audit trail, replacing weeks of work or preparation now at the click of a button. Now, if we pop into some of the recent news, in April, you can see the company already won a $23 million modernization project with San Marino's oldest bank, overhauling its entire core and mobile banking platform. In June, they secured their perpetual KYC contract worth an estimated $25 million in recurring annual revenue, really ensuring compliance for more than 1 million customers in a major crypto merger, so involved in the crypto landscape as well. And if we jump forward to August, you can see HUB Cyber Security raised $20 million in a new institutional financing to accelerate their US expansion and expand its AI-powered enterprise intelligence and digital currency infrastructure. So really themes we've talked about in prior videos, this AI boom or arms race in the United States, and the scramble for technology, data centers, and infrastructure to support this AI revolution. Really setting up this David versus Goliath type of situation, focused on the core of banking and compliance software. Now, HUB Cyber Security already has a lot of competitive advantages or positioning, and as we've talked about previously, we've seen a number of large-scale acquisitions by hyperscalers in the cybersecurity space, including Wiz and CyberArk most recently, even spanning out to eToro and Melio, based on their strategic fit and growth potential in some of these larger companies' outlook. Now, obviously, there's two sides to every coin. Some people have stated that HUB Cyber Security may have listed too early or before hitting scale. They obviously have a tiny float relative to some other companies, meaning institutions haven't moved in. We've talked about some of the giants in the space, like Revolut, Stripe, or PayPal, potentially stealing the spotlight. And this pricing pivot as more companies look at core banking and compliance platforms as a serious part of their integration. So as we've talked about in today's video, HUB Cyber Security offers a trusted, secure data fabric provider. They've got tier 1 clients, over $50 million in contracts for the current year, with an IT service arm boasting over 300 experts delivering a broad range of advanced software testing, cybersecurity, ICT services, and protecting blue chip customers with critical information and assets. You can see some of the partnerships below, including ING, Visa, Boeing, and the Ministry of Justice. They've got that global footprint with a focus on US expansion, Israeli-based, and operations in dozens of countries, $31.5 million of revenue in fiscal year 24, being a transitional year, optimizing operations and reducing debt. Not to mention this scalable high-margin model, with their software-first approach achieving 80% plus margins, and recent catalysts or news, as we talked about, including the Black Swan acquisition, which drives a $12.9 billion plus TAM or total addressable market and enhances the SDF or secure data fabric with cutting-edge AI, and the impact these next-generation solutions ultimately have on reducing compliance costs by up to 50%, scaling rapidly across multiple industries. Now, as a final recap, in Q1 of this year, they completed their US entry, appointing John Rogers, an ex-Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense, to lead their U.S. operations. This really laid the foundation for a strong U.S. presence, opened Tier 1 banking and federal agency doors. In Q2, they completed some big steps in Europe, including that $20 million modernization deal with San Marino we talked about, and really validating this secure data fabric or SDF model in a Tier 1 regulated banking environment. In Q3, they continued their partnerships, rolling out AI-driven compliance and finalizing their Delta Capita partnership. Q4, they're focusing on government and federal expansion, building towards CEO Noah's guidance of $100 million in new contracts by Q1 of 2026, and that quarter will really be focused on scaling those government deals. So a lot to be excited about. The final slide I wanted to leave you with is just the management team, as obviously this is a huge part of any story. The journey really starts with the CEO, Noah, who's an investor in the company. Coming from a background in M&A and investment banking, he knows how to scale, raise capital, and unlock value for publicly traded organizations. Now, he's surrounded himself by a strong cast of individuals with long-standing experience and connections in their respective fields. And with that being said, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on HUB Cyber Security, specifically if you're already holding shares or have heard of this company before. If you're still watching the video at this point, hopefully you found some value. Make sure you hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, we'll see you back here tomorrow.